Oof. Yeah. Okay, we're live. But I'm a little shiny. Can I turn that down? That really lit me up. Okay. Can you guys hear me? I'm gonna try and boop this a bit better. I'm working with a microphone today instead of just the built-in thing on the Mac to see if you can hear me better, how it sounds when I play it back or whatever. So yeah. Hello, friends. Say hi. Hello, Eric. How are you today? It's Friday, so you got to be doing well, right? I mean, it's Friday. um, I'm waiting for some more people to get on here. Let's talk about Shakira instead. You know what I just saw? Was it J Balvin or Daddy Yankee? Has a new song that's coming out that references Shakira, specifically Sessions 53. I can't remember if it was Daddy Yankee or J Balvin, whichever one was supposed to retire and is of course not retiring. I'm pretty sure it's Daddy Yankee, the one that, yeah, because he had the Legend Daddy album. Legendary. Ooh. Ooh, y'all. I just had 4 soft tacos from Taco Bell. I feel great. Yes, I saw that. Can't wait. So much Shakira has in store. Right. And then you guys, you must have seen about the Karol G song. I think she finally confirmed it in an interview with the New York Times that the song is going to be called TQG or Te Quiere Grande. Te Quiere or Te Quiero? Something. You know, I'm too big for you. I'm just too much for you. Which is also maybe a reference to Sessions 53. People are calling the Shakira Beats the Rap collaboration Pa Tipos Como Tu in their head. But for me, I've been calling it A Ti Te Quiere Grande. I just like that line. A ti te quiere grande, por eso estás con una guanita que tú. 4 tacos, 4 tacos. Gross. That's not ladylike. Last time I checked, I'm not a lady. I'm Jennifer Coolidge. Oh my God. You look like the 4th of July. Makes me want a taco real bad. Yeah. I'm terrible. Serve them vocals. Oh, please. But thank you. Well, so far, Eric, I think you're my only friend right now. So we might not talk about the halftime show. It's been, what has happened in the past week? Is the halftime show really the only big thing that happened over the past week? I'm glad I have your attention. Really? Explain. Explain yourself, Eric. Why didn't you like it? I know there's a lot of people that didn't like it, but I'm curious to know why. No choreo. Okay? No choreo from Rihanna, but plenty of choreo from the dancers. No special guest. I would argue Fenty was a special guest. Her makeup line. No big surprise. I mean, her pregnancy is kind of a big surprise. No memorable moments. See, I'm disagreeing there majorly. But I'll let you finish unless you want to stop there, because I seriously disagree about no memorable moments. And even with she has great music. Hey, do I pronounce your name Rommel or Rommel? Is it Rommel? But hello. Romel. So here's the thing, Eric. This is my thought on the Super Bowl halftime show. I loved it so much that I went over to the iTunes store the next day and bought it's in their like music video department. So I bought the halftime show for $2 because I would love to be able to watch it all the time. I love Rihanna. Grew up on her music, specifically like after Good Girl Gone Bad and everything after that. Maybe she was needing some features like Eminem or Shakira. I will say I expected Jay-Z. I thought that Jay-Z would come out, especially when she did Run This Town and then Umbrella. Jay-Z just made sense. Like she was his protege. He discovered her and is like he's part of the halftime committee, the people that arranged that show. So, and then this sentence, Rihanna's a good singer, but she doesn't have any memorable performances. That is something that I would tend to agree with. I think the Super Bowl halftime show is one of the most memorable things that she has done. And my question for people who didn't like it or who were disappointed by the halftime show is, what did you expect Rihanna to do? Because if we look at her track record, she's not heavy on choreography. She sings, she struts, and we love her for it. I really enjoyed the choreography that they had. Okay, see, you see what I'm saying. And this happens every year. I think particularly when a woman headlines the Super Bowl halftime show, people's disappointment that they express does not make sense to me on some level because I don't understand what they were expecting. When J-Lo did the halftime show, they obviously brought her because they love what she did on her tour and what she does in her shows because she used the exact same choreography for the most part and did it on that stage. Same thing with Shakira. She did choreography that she has always done for songs like, the snippet of Ojos Así that she did, and She-Wolf. It was almost, there were pieces of that halftime show from Shakira that were the same as what she did for the, what do you call it? The Davis Cup or it was some other soccer show that she did. The Champeta dance was new. Yes. I'm hearing you. But what I'm saying is that when people are saying that they're disappointed with Rihanna, I don't understand how they expected her to be doing this really, really intense choreography. She sings and she struts. That's what I said. And we love her for it. It's Romel. Romel. Do I emphasize the second syllable? Hold on, I need to catch up on these comments, you guys. The halftime show is just not up to the standard. Okay. I did not want Rihanna to do that, though. I didn't want Rihanna to put on a Shakira show or a Beyonce show or a J-Lo show. This was an upgrade for her. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see a personal upgrade for Rihanna. And I have never seen her do a performance like this. The floating, the platforms, I thought that was so cool. And honestly, one of the most creative set designs for a Rihanna performance that I think I have ever seen. That's why I love it. I think that people had really, really high expectations, and I think people had really unrealistic expectations because it's Rihanna, You look at her concerts, you look at her award show performances, you look at her TV appearances as well. And look at her music videos as well. There are a few with some dance breaks, but for the most part, she serves face and body, And that's what she does in her videos. I think that's what she does on stage, and that's what I expected of her. So I was not disappointed. But I know many people were. So that's okay. I just don't think it's a very valid reason. Maybe because was Apple Music halftime. Oh wait, hold on. Ooh, I need to catch up again. Ow, my elbow. Um, I like the Rihanna MTV performance for the year she won the Vanguard Award. That was a really, really big performance. She was serving amazing performances during that anti era. And which MTV performance, like there were, I think she performed like 3 times, and all 3 times it was medleys of different songs, right? Those are some of her strongest performances. There's a performance she did of Love on the Brain from the Billboard Music Awards, I think. And I think that's another reason that people expected stronger vocals from her. Her ballads are amazing. Apple Music sucks. I mean, I use Spotify, so I don't really necessarily know what people's complaints are with Apple Music. I use Spotify. So I don't really have to deal with all of Apple Music's mess. I think Pepsi was doing great and did an amazing job. Yeah. Do we know why it was the Apple Music halftime show and not the Pepsi halftime show? The Pepsi Zero Sugar Super Bowl halftime show. Do we know why that changed? Do y'all hear those cars honking in the street? Or does it just sound loud to me? Anyway. Am I all caught up now? Yes. Oh dear. So was she pregnant when she took the gig, or did she get preggers during? I need the tea. So I read up about this. She did what's that interview that just came out? British Vogue. I believe that she did not know she was pregnant when she took the gig. Because they've approached her every year. They've approached her every year for the past 6 or 7 years, she said, about doing the halftime show. And in the past, she wasn't doing it out of solidarity with Colin Kaepernick. But once the NFL paid Kaepernick and kind of settled that situation, she reconsidered, and also knew that her fans wanted something and that this would be a great thing to give them. So I would recommend read that British Vogue interview. I believe that there are some details about it in there. My understanding, though, is that she did not know she was pregnant when she took the gig. That is part of the reason that the set list was not finalized until like the day before. No guests or anything like that. Because I mean, once she found out she was pregnant, it was really like, oh, I can't do some super intense choreography because out of breath, after a few steps. So yeah, I think some of that, it has a lot to do with the pregnancy. Considering the pregnancy, she put on an amazing show, I think. Not gonna lie, I tuned into the halftime show with the hope Shakira would be a special guest. It would have been cool. It would have been really, really cool, but I did not expect it. But that's just my opinion. I am thinking about opening this up, doing a Q&A, because I think I can use that feature. Unless we want to keep talking about the halftime show. Who are some people that y'all would like to see do the halftime show? I'm curious. I know for me, one is Miley Cyrus. I would love to see a Miley Cyrus halftime show. However, based on feedback from this year, it sounds like people really want choreography from a halftime show, and Miley is not much of a dancer. So that is curious to me. I don't remember Katy Perry doing much choreography. Am I misremembering that? But there were costume changes. Have you noticed there are no new global superstars hatching? What do you mean? Britney Spears, because she's lip syncing all the time. Britney Spears would be an amazing halftime show. Just amazing. We're running out of. I see. So, like, people that take the throne from the next generation. Yeah, I mean, like, do you become a global superstar before the age of 25? Or do you have to be like 30 to officially be recognized as a global superstar? I wonder. There's Taylor, Ariana. They're global superstars. I don't know if Taylor's a global superstar. I feel like to be a global superstar as an American, you have to like genuinely be loved and wanted by people in not English speaking countries, you know? As I don't know that those artists like Taylor or Ariana have gone to Latin America. Miley's gone to Latin America. In my opinion, that makes her a global superstar. But where's the next Shakira or Beyonce? Listen, we have people now though that like there's never gonna be another Shakira. There's never gonna be another Beyonce. I don't want there to be another Shakira. I don't want there to be another Beyonce. I love, love, love artists like Doja Cat. I feel like Doja Cat is kind of her own artist. She creates amazing visuals. Her raps are phenomenal. And she comes up with some really, really unique sounding music. She's just getting started. But I feel like Doja is someone who, in a couple of years, could have global superstar status. Kylie Minogue. You got your eye on Doja too? Okay, cool. I don't know. Kylie Minogue is just would that make Drake Bell a global superstar? Drake Bell. Now, Drake Bell. I can't speak to that because I'm actually one of the few people of my generation that did not grow up watching Drake and Josh. Wait, isn't Drake Bell the one that got in trouble? Hold on a second. What do you mean by that? What do you mean? If we are talking about like singers who are known all over the world, that was very sarcastic. Okay, good. Good. Yeah, he's internationally famous for the wrong reasons, you know? Ooh. I feel like Doja Cat is a new artist who is performing all over the world, selling records, breaking records, constantly evolving. You know, she's a chameleon with her image. It's amazing all of the things that she's able to do. Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa is another one. She's not the strongest dancer. She's one similar to Rihanna that, you know, she sings and struts, and she's very good at it. She was a model before she was a singer, you know? Lizzo has a lot to overcome, but she is doing an amazing job, you know, as being a big girl. I think she has all the talent. She blew me away with her special performance on the Grammys. Like her voice is growing. That's amazing to me. Listen, I gotta run, but anytime there's an upload or chat about Shakira adjacent topics, I'll be chiming in. After all, I'm Shakira's #1 fan. All right, bye, Eric. Thanks for tuning in. But yes, I feel like Lizzo is a global superstar. Are we only talking about women? Because I mean, there's men that are global superstars too. I feel like Harry Styles is one that's famous around the world. Ed Sheeran. is famous around the world. And they're famous for their own reasons. Um, like I don't feel like it's fair to compare them to Shakira or Beyonce because at their age, Shakira and Beyonce were being compared to Madonna and Janet Jackson and Cher and all of these different people. No, I'm not. I don't feel like he's a global superstar. So I don't know. I would maybe reflect on that statement because I think that there are global superstars still, and there will be more in the future. Can you guys hear me gulping? I feel like my gulp is so loud. Let's see. I'm gonna open up. Can I start a Q&A? Let's try this Q&A feature because if I can figure out how to make it work, then I would love to do like just a Q&A session about me or any topic in the future. Did it work? A few questions and choose. Cool. So now I've got the Q&A thing up. If you guys want to ask a question, you can ask it. You should be able to see it. I don't know. Talk to me. Tell me what you see. Anyways, what other things? Is anyone watching the Lord of the Rings movies are back on Netflix? That's what I've been doing this week. I rewatched Fellowship of the Ring and The Two Towers. Great, you can see it. Awesome. If you think of something, ask a question. I would love to figure out how it works. I'm working on with making the lives a more regular thing. I would love to know how to use all of the features. Someone has asked about, like screen sharing or picking a guest and splitting the video to kind of like talk more in person. I think that would be really cool. But as far as I can tell, it's something that like only certain creators have access to. Let's see. Here's a question. Ooh. Here we go. Are you watching The Last of Us HBO? I am not, although fun story. So for my catering job, we do some pretty fun, surprising events. Like it's interesting sometimes the people I run into. I did an event where Ashanti was the guest artist. So I basically got to watch a free Ashanti concert for about an hour. So my days are cool without you. When I'm hurting while I'm with you. And my heart can take no more. I can't keep running back to you. Pop, pop. That's the song, right? Am I misremembering the song? I don't know. So one of those events that I did was actually an event for The Last of Us HBO. I don't have HBO Max, so I'm actually very, very behind on their shows. I just caught up all the way. I started White Lotus, I watched season 2, and then I watched season 1. So now I'm all caught up with that. And I know it's not a zombie show. Like they weren't allowed to say the Z word on set. But I'm just not much of a zombie survival versus the infected person. But I did enjoy they tricked out this like warehouse space and made it kind of look like I guess the survivors have this like refuge camp from the infected. And so it was really cool. I just passed a bunch of hors d'oeuvres and cocktails to about 200 influencers or guests and things like that. It was really cool. I actually I remember serving a little dessert to a guy that I recognized from TikTok. Like I thought it was really, really cool. So no, I'm not watching The Last of Us on HBO, but I feel like I am in the loop as far as what's going on. I of course have seen the tweets every week. I have friends that watch it, and so every week when a new episode comes out, I saw the news with episode 3 about there were gay characters like that. Just the episode focused on them. In episode 3, and people made some pretty funny memes and reactions to that. I thought that was funny. Is anyone else? That's the question. So yes, to answer your question, I'm not watching, but I appreciate that you are. I hope you're enjoying. And I did watch, what's his name? Pedro Pascal. He hosted SNL. I watched when he did that. He's very funny. I love that man. Good guy. Really good guy. Let's see. What else? What else questions do you guys have for me? We already talked about the Super Bowl, the halftime show. Who won the Super Bowl? Was it the Chiefs? It was the Chiefs. I had to think about that for a second. Yikes! It was the Chiefs. I'm pretty sure. It was the Chiefs. Yes. I know it was the Chiefs actually because I remember seeing I follow Patrick Mahomes on Instagram, and I know that he did a celebratory trip to Disney World with his wife and daughter afterward. I remember seeing that. So I sometimes follow the sports. I was at the gym today and I noticed that Kevin Durant has officially joined the Suns, whatever that means. I don't know where the Suns are. Is it Chicago? I don't know. What if I did a reaction series of like Trey pretends to understand sports. And I watch basketball and I'm like, oh yes, goal. You go, Steph Curry. Yeah. Hey Trey, I'm late for you. Oh, hi Alicia. Hello. Are you from Phoenix, Arizona? Or did Phoenix, Arizona win the Super Bowl? What was that in reference to? Honestly, yeah, Phoenix won the Super Bowl. Phoenix and Kansas City. Everyone but Philadelphia. Oh, the Suns are in Phoenix. Okay. That's right. Chicago's like the Bulls or something. Why did I think? Okay. Hi, Trey. I'm from Argentina. Hola, Argentina. You want to know something? My very first Spanish teacher was from Argentina. He grew up, and I remember one of the first things he told us was that Americans pronounce Argentina incorrectly. It's not Argentina, it's Argentina. So I learned about that very early on. He like grew up in Buenos Aires and wait. Yes, Buenos Aires is Argentina. Why did I think it was Brazil for a second? No. Buenos Aires, Argentina. Sí. Bienvenidos. What else? I am almost halfway through the second Harry Potter book in Spanish. It's funny reading it on the subway. I have to reread and reread several times some paragraphs, especially when I'm trying to pay attention to the instructions, because I still don't quite understand the subway system. I recommend the White Lotus series. I've watched both seasons. I actually just finished season 1. I watched season 2 first. I watched them out of order. but I watched season 2 first, and then I watched season 1. Loved it. Yeah, so I would also recommend to anyone who has not seen White Lotus, go watch it, because it's genuinely some of the most entertaining TV I have seen in a very long time, which isn't saying much because I don't watch a lot of TV. But I watch the good stuff, the stuff that people talk about, like White Lotus, Abbott Elementary. Yeah. Do you prefer the books or the movies? Geez. Well, that's a hard one. They both have things that they do well, I think. And they are both major parts of the franchise. Like, I would not love Harry Potter as much as I do if it were not for the movies, and I would not love Harry Potter as much as I do if it were not for the books, That being said, I do think I prefer the books. Gotta think about that. Yeah, I would say I prefer the books. And you know why? Because there are some parts of the movies that I find skippable or unnecessary or forgettable. There's some movies that it's just like, I only want to see these 2 scenes from this movie. I don't want to watch the rest. But when I pick up a Harry Potter book, I want to read the whole thing. Yeah, the movies cut a lot from the book. And I think that used to annoy me when I was younger because I read the books first before I watched the movies. But that annoyed me less as we got more and more young adult novel film adaptations like The Hunger Games, Divergent, Maze Runner, and all of those. Like, I was just like, it's just part of it's just how it goes. And it really became a question of which movies do a good job of cutting some material and keeping certain scenes. It's just part of the game. So yeah, I would say I prefer the books. Usually I prefer the books with anything that is both a movie and a book. But definitely in the case of Harry Potter. Ding, 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 ding. I need it to be summer because that game isn't coming out on the Switch until the summer. And it's going to be lower quality, like we know it. It just doesn't have the same graphic capabilities as PlayStation 5. Also, are there any Legend of Zelda fans in the chat? Because the sequel to Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, is coming out in May, and I'm so ready. So ready. I've actually started replaying the first one. I've started replaying Breath of the Wild on my Switch, and I've been replaying it in Spanish. I have like a different account when I want to play games in Spanish. And I have my settings for my Switch currently on Spanish. So like right now, Pokemon Violet, it says Pokemon Purpura. And, like there's my page. It says Página de Tre instead of Tre's profile. Yeah, it's fun. My sister in Maryland is a huge fan of Legend of Zelda. Listen, your sister has taste. I'm actually like really late to the game. My parents, when I got a Switch 2 years ago for Halloween, was that Halloween 2021? I needed more games because I got the Switch to play Pokemon. And I was thinking of other games to get because I knew I would, need breaks from Pokemon. And I heard Breath of the Wild was good. So I asked for it for Christmas on a whim. And it has ended up it was my favorite Christmas present that year. It is one of my favorite games for the Switch, period. and I know people that have been fans for much longer than I love this game. It's like not just one of the best Switch games I've ever played, it's one of the best games anything I've played. I've had Nintendo DS, my brother's had the Xbox, and so I played my brother's Xbox, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 2. We had a Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64 growing up. This is my first time playing a Zelda game, and it's one of my favorite games I've ever played, period. Do you like Mario Bros? Are you excited about Super Nintendo World? What is that? What is that? Sound like Cardi B. Oh my god, what is that? What is Super Nintendo World? Universal's is this a movie? Super Nintendo World, Universal Studios. Wait. Oh. Is it? No way. I did not even know this was happening. I gotta go to Universal Studios, you guys. Back to work. Love your videos. Adios. Adios, Romel. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know that. I need to go on down to Florida. One of my family members is working at Disney World currently, and I have at least one other friend that works at Disney World and Universal Studios. I should plan a trip. Man, I've been looking to travel more too. First, I need to get a credit card with travel benefits. Because it's about time I get a new credit card. I think I'm about to turn 25. I can have 2 credit cards. I think that's a good idea to start building your credit. I mean, my credit's good right now, but it could be better. So I'm glad you mentioned that. I will be investigating. Because at Universal Studios, I would want to see Nintendo World, and I want to see Harry Potter World. I also just want to see Disney World. I've never been to Disney World, you guys. Can you believe that? I've never been to Disney World. I've been to Orlando. Stayed at my grandparents' villa one spring break. But we did not go to Disney World. Been to Disneyland in California when I was 7 years old. So, long time ago. My parents wanted a family trip. They did not budget for Disneyland and all the things you get at Disneyland. They just budgeted for Disneyland and the hotel. So we don't have souvenirs, hardly. Didn't do a lot of the attractions. So I need to go back to Disney World or Disneyland. I need to go back to Disneyland. No, I don't need to go back to Disneyland. I just need to go to Disney World as an adult, have my own experience, buy the drinks, buy the toys, have my life, and have a blast. All right, y'all. If no one else has any questions, let me see if I have any more questions. Don't have any more questions. Then I think we'll just do this for a few more minutes, and then it'll be time to say good night. Because I have work tomorrow, and there's an episode of Drag Race about to come on. So, Alicia, I went to Disney in 2017, stayed at my sister's timeshare, just had to pay for a rental car. That's a good idea. I do know people that I can stay with and just buy a park pass. Yeah? Interesting. Am I old enough to rent a car yet? I will be. I'm about to be 25. Or do you have to be 26? Soon. Man. 25. Okay, then. By the time I go, I'll be able to get a rental car. Good to know. I haven't planned a trip in a while. I'm going to the Dominican Republic that's close. That's really close. I should know how close that is. And I need to make sure that I have everything for it. 1, 2, 3, about a little bit more than 3 weeks is that trip. So I need to start getting ready for that. I need a new swimsuit. The one I have is just ugly and gray. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go to the Dominican Republic and I'll have a blast. Gonna be there for, I think it's the week of spring break. It's the Cuzzo's wedding, so we're doing a little family trip, all expenses paid, complimentary resort stuff. It's gonna be a great time. So, all right, y'all. I have had a great time chatting with you guys tonight. I hope you're enjoying some of the new content that I am putting up this week. I've spent a lot of time editing this week because I haven't had catering shifts to worry about. So I've been doing a little bit more editing, some research on things I want to do in the future, and getting ready for this live stream. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hello, Mr. Honking Car. I will see you guys again next week at the same time, because this is a regular thing now. All right, you guys. Bye.